Gemini, welcome to your mid-month reading for September. What's up? What's going on? Just in case you missed it, I want to go ahead and point out that I released an important message September 1st or last Sunday, and it was separate from the Sunday check-in. Basically, if I were to summarize, as of September 15th, okay, Sassy Scorpion Tarot, the channel is going to be reduced to a part-time or partial retirement on YouTube. It's a good thing for me in terms of my career goals and things like that. But I explain all that in that message that I will link off for you in the comments below if you want to catch up to it. Yeah? There you go. It will be, again, September 15th and afterwards, check-ins. All right. What's going on? Show me, Gemini. Show me, Gemini, please. I understand it's not going to be easy for everyone. And it'll be hard for me, too. You know, I put a lot into this, but still, knowing what your goals are, this is something I speak to all the time. And I'm excited about this new, but old part of my life that I get to get back to. And that's wonderful, you know? So I hope that you can celebrate and rejoice with me. But we're still keeping check-ins. I can't imagine completely parting ways with it. Anyway, what's going on with you? Show me, Gemini, please. Show me, Gemini. Show me, Gemini, please. What's going on for Gemini? Yeah, we're going to do one more. Show me, Gemini, please. Very good. Take it resonates, the whole thing. You know what's going on. The Hanged Man. Not much, you think. Ten of Cups. That's not true. The High Priestess. Man, so many people are showing me their intuitive selves these days, which is fantastic. Hanged Man, Ten of Cups, the High Priestess. And the Ten of Swords. Okay. Ace of Wands and the Nine of Swords. A lot of fear, a lot of anxiety surrounding this Ace of Wands. Oh, we got to check that one out. Page of Swords, Four of Swords, and the Five of Wands. Goodness gracious. Frustration, resistance. Very little insight. Interesting. It's not just you. Let's back up. The Hanged Man, Ten of Cups, the High Priestess. When you really give yourself some lovely space, some time out, it's reflective. You're saying you've learned a lot about family dynamic, emotional security, emotional support. You reflect on this, and intuitively you try to catch and hold on to the feeling. You've gone upside down recently, and perhaps you're still in this space of reflecting on the greater scheme of things, emotional harmony, specifically security. Who surrounds you and why? And do you feel like you're part of it? Do you contribute to it positively? Do you feel it's given back to you positively? This is quiet. A very quiet process. It's not like you're going out there and telling everybody what you're doing. No. These are private reflections, and you're trying to suspend judgment of it. Okay? You're not assuming that you know and therefore feel everything about everybody in your life. It's a quiet process. What you're learning, I don't know. Let's jump on over here. No, you just showed me high levels of stress. Ten of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. A lot of stress, a lot of fear. Are those just straight up fears of the mind that are a little bit out of control at this time? Or do you have real reason to be? And why does it center around an Ace of Wands? Your energy, sense of hope, inspiration. It's supposed to be positive. Light of path. Page of Swords, Four Swords, the Five of Wands. Something here is not restful and it's not peaceful. Okay? And you don't seem to know how to resolve it, bring peace to it, or calm it the heck down. You're lacking insight on this one. Okay? What is going on? This is a bit of a different tune that I'm seeing for you today. Your collective has been fairly consistent, not all the time. But I would say for the past several weeks, maybe a month or so, I've seen a Gemini who's very much understands who they are and what they're doing, and that's been wonderful. So this one's a little different. Let's start with that Hanged Man, please. Point is, if you're new, welcome. Or perhaps you've recently had an influx of energies that have changed up your surrounding situations a little bit, you know? Perhaps you're not Gemini dominant. Let's see that Hanged Man. Show me that Hanged Man. Show me that Hanged Man. Show me that Hanged Man, please. Excuse me. The World, Death, and Justice. Oh, my. Serious contemplation that is not currently 3D active. It's contemplation. The World is in an opening position, but Death is on top of that. And it says, I don't know. I don't know. Something doesn't seem fair at all. So justice here being a much larger scale of balance implied. Spiritual, legal, technical, karma. Okay. And that's that, honey, you just pull 3 majors over a major. Have patience on this process. It's going to take a minute. Okay. Fairly large implications in here about due processes, karmic sense of balance, what's right, what's wrong, how have I played into that, how have others played into that, and overall, speaking of which, while we're on the subject, what is fair? Heavy contemplation, particularly as it relates to the spiritual implications of what we're connected to and why, and how do you relate to it. So, not simple stuff that you're looking at. That in and of itself could be broken down a lot further. But it suggests big spiritual stuff that needs to be sorted. And what does it mean to you? I'm going to jump on over here to your High Priestess. Show me your intuition. Show me that intuition, please. What are you feeling? What is going on? Two of Wands, Four of Wands, the Ten of Cups. Okay. Intuitively, you're showing me that you're in tune in a relationship here and that it feels correct. Okay. What about that Ten of Cups then? Because by all rights, intuitively feel, and you're showing me a sense of security in a relationship at the emotional level. Like you can feel your way in it. You know it belongs to you in some way, or that you're part of it. This you don't question. Let's see that Ten of Cups, please. Show me that Ten of Cups, please. Ten of Swords, Star, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so you're telling me that you're fine in the dynamic, but when it comes to someone else, you're saying you don't know if they participate the same way. You're showing me you're fine. Okay? You're fine. You understand your role in the dynamic. Relationship is here in the Ten of Cups in the greater scheme of things. You say you don't question your place. You feel your place in it. You're saying someone whom you're connected to within that Ten of Cups dynamic, and whomever that is to you, it's not necessarily a spouse, it's whomever meets these qualifications. Ten of Swords, you are worried that they are disconnected from the vision, that you two don't share the same vision, okay? Or that we don't feel the same way, we're not on the same page. There's this concern for this person that they are lacking a sense of self-worth, possibly. And as a result, they don't always seem to find themselves in the Ten of Cups as easily as you do. Okay? There is that sense of this person's lacking something, and you see how it upsets them or causes them strain. They've lost sight of their place, perhaps, in the Ten of Cups, because you showed me you're cool with it. You're at peace with it. You can feel your way around it, no problem. Other person here suggests they're comfortable in the Ten of Cups with you. Okay, I'm going to rack that up to comfort zone. But when it comes to this sense of shared vision or longevity, following the star for guidance in this life about what's important to us, and therefore we navigate by it, they're having difficulty with that. And it concerns you. It concerns you. Do we have the same vision? Do we have the same sense of quality of worth in this dynamic? You and I. And I have you over here suspending judgment, assuming you don't know what's going on with them and that there might be something bigger to the story here. You don't want to rule it out. But you also can't help but think, you know, is that fair to me though? Okay. Let's jump on over to, I gotta see this Ten of Swords. Show me this, please. I think you're doing your best to stand off to the side and trying to gain perspective on this issue. How to balance it. Do keep in mind, if someone else is struggling like this, it's not really on you to balance it, but I see you trying to understand how you can help them. Okay. Let's see that Ten of Swords, please. Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. It feels like someone keeps blocking their own progress, keeps getting in the way. They don't believe in themselves. As an individual. Over here, you focused on a we concept, and over here I see a singular individual who kind of blocks their own efforts or gets in their own way, second guesses themselves a great deal, is terrified of endings, which means they have a hard time being a Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles assumes responsibility. You have to. When you stand up as a singular person and say, this is what I can do, you have to take ownership for the stuff that works, and you have to take ownership for the stuff that doesn't work, and this person's not comfortable taking ownership. That's not really like a major flaw in a person unless it becomes chronic, you know. So that means they can never seem to do things in and of their own right under their own name. Finish a goal. Like they'll have a goal, but they won't finish it. And that can be a self-sabotaging tendency. And you're kind of pulling back the lens on that and looking at this person in their comfort zone with you in the Ten of Cups, but not necessarily comfort zone of the self. So they're not as comfortable with meeting out their own goals. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, so you called it then. That sense of the shared vision. Okay. I could see where that would be concerning to you. Because if someone here has a hard time and they kind of self-perpetuate these behaviors of, I'm moving on a particular track with a goal, but I anticipate a bad outcome, so I'm going to slow down or just stop myself altogether. So that's, you know, that's pretty critical for one person to exude that kind of energy, because it's absolutely going to affect anyone in a partnership or, let's say, a working alliance in a relationship structure or a family structure. It suggests that they're comfortable where they are, but not necessarily with what their worth or value is, because someone who does know what their worth and value is tends to accomplish things, finish goals, do what they say they're going to do. So I don't know what's going on here, but it's on your radar. Okay. And all I can tell is that you're trying to do your best to not be judgmental. You are trying to understand it, but you're kind of correct in the way that this affects me too. So I'm not necessarily that this is fair if you and I are not on the same page regarding an outcome, whatever that is. Okay. Especially if someone's failing to deliver on the promise of who they are. And that is a thing. That is absolutely a thing. You're worried. You're worried because we want positive energy here with the Ace of Wands. We want positive energy, positive mindset. Let's jump into that Nine of Swords. Let's see that Nine of Swords. Yeah, it's a lack of progress, particularly for one person specifically. They've been marked with lack of progress, too much fear of taking ownership of one's skills and abilities and experience. It's easier to default to a team than it is to default to the self for this person. Okay. You know, that person that doesn't finish what they start, and then they use life circumstance or family as excuses and stuff like that, and You know what? I'm fine where I am. That was ridiculous of me to have that vision. Well, that you seem to be included in that vision, and that's why you're a little off-put. You're included with the vision. So them backing away from it concerns you, as it should, because you identify as being part of this. Okay. What they do or don't do is affecting you too. So you're worried. There you are. Queen of Swords, the Lovers, Temperance. There you are, showing incredible amounts of patience. That's you across the board, showing a lot of patience. Okay, that's you right there. Queen of Swords, you have made up your mind that you will practice patience and healing instead of allowing your fears of the mind to take over and assume the worst for this situation. That's beautiful of you. That's beautiful of you. I would feel a lot better if this person showed me a little bit more of the consideration here and give you an equal sense of, I'm working through this. Okay, I understand it affects us both. It's not just about me. Okay, because you're worried. You're worried. You're worried, but you're refusing to let that show. You know what? This situation just needs a little more patience. It needs a little more healing. It needs a little more calming. A little more insightfulness. I got this. Yes, you do. You do. And that's fair. That's fair that you do. Okay? Look at that. You really know how to kind of rein in the anxiety of your mind. You really know how to rein in your fears. Don't get me wrong. Anxiety and fears, these are normal. It's not about, oh, that's bad and you're weak because you have anxiety. No, it's normal. You're going to have a Nine of Swords from time to time. The point is, the gentleman I'm looking at, you don't allow it to take over you, unlike this person. It kind of stops them dead in their tracks and be like, what's the point of moving forward? You know? Someone has a tendency to get in their own way a lot. And it concerns you because there's this proposition here of, is this fair? I'm trying to understand. I'm not trying to presume. It's a big question there. I'm kind of curious about this Ace of Wands a little bit. Yes, the you wanting and desiring, because you can feel your place in this relationship, man. You don't question that. You don't question it. You don't question your place in it, at least in terms of feeling. So what are they questioning so much then? Sticking to the comfort zone and challenging oneself and measuring up to that challenge are two different things. Okay. True comfort zones are earned, and that means you know how to, as an individual, open up and feel safe to experiment and do other things because you know what your comfort zone is. So it's not that the comfort zone is bad. It's just when people default to it all the time, to not change, to not challenge themselves, then that comfort zone is going to become more of a trap as opposed to an earned experience. You know what I mean? Completely different concept. Ace of Wands. Show me that Ace of Wands, please. And bless you, you're showing patience and strength of mind. Three of Cups, the Moon, and King of Pentacles. What is this? What is this? Are you just hoping for easier days and that's something you feel you have to keep to yourself? Sure, that could be the most basic interpretation here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you just wish to have lighter days of celebration and joy and easiness and not having to overthink everything and hesitate? But for the King of Pentacles to be under the moon like that suggests we can't claim this. So in other words, you could be keeping it to yourself. But to be perfectly honest with you, I see you wanting to do things, other things, that don't necessarily involve always being on call or available to this all the time. And it still remains that you feel a kind of pressure to keep that to yourself. Be like, you know what, this is where my focus is, so it's got to be here. But this is something you feel you got to keep to you. Would you like to have the energy to celebrate and connect and reconnect in any sort of social, emotional circumstance that isn't this? Yes. Do you feel you can say that or claim it? No. So that's an active moon. Passive is we don't know what's putting in there. We don't want to. We don't want to think about it. This suggests we know and we keep it to ourselves. Okay. You wish you had more time to yourself? I don't know. You wish for lighter, easier days? And maybe you interpret that as a selfish wish? I don't know. But I am interpreting that as you. You did identify as the secure one. Okay? To be honest with you, I think sometimes maybe you just want a break from this. You would like to do other things. Okay? But I see so much of your core energy dedicated to this and being available towards it, trying to understand it. You know, I hope you're not at beck and call, but you understand what I mean. It kind of depends on how much this person gets in their own way, which means you probably have to take counter steps to make sure that they don't completely go off track either. So a big portion of your energy is going to be dedicated to this, which you've made clear to me is a priority for you. Let's see that Page of Swords, please. Let's see that Page of Swords. Show me that Page of Swords, please. I don't like that. 4 Swords and the 5 of Wands. I'm hoping upon clarification I'm seeing something more cooperative than that. That might be helpful. Let's see that Page of Swords, 10 of Swords, good night. Knight of Swords, 10 of Cups, good night. Yeah, you're... Things are not any clearer to you that this has improved. The 10 of Swords is still attached to this person. 10 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 10 of... That's all they think about. You're aware of it. Your willingness to participate is shrinking quite a bit in future, and I don't blame you. It's got to be exhausting. The Knights of Swords, 10 of Cups, they're still going on and on about the same thing. And you're looking at it from a point of view that suggests your energy has shrunk, or your sense of appearance in this person's life, or I don't know who they are to you, has shrunk, and you're starting to lose interest by the day, because that tells me then that they have a lack of progress. If you're now like, I'm here, I'm patient, I'm showing up for this, and that's you, that's your stamp. I'm not saying that as a Lovers, I'm saying that as your direct power card, a reflection of your decision making to show this patience and time. Hands off, no judgment, just whatever this person needs. But goodness me, there's a little part of you that wants to break off and be selfish and say, I want to connect with other things, but I got to keep that to myself. I can't say that. Okay. You're doing all the right things, but you can't make someone catch up to where they could do. So I see the potential here, and it is potential for this person. They keep blocking their own potential, and that's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because we know somebody's got the goods, but because they constantly underwrite themselves, underscore themselves, or have a running dialogue you cannot control or change, they're always going to undermine their own efforts. Okay. And they're still doing it. I can see you have no new insights on this. 4 Swords and the 5 of Wands, resting and healing, and there just seems to be more frustration. Dang it. Urgh. Let's see that 4 Swords. That's so frustrating. 6 of Cups. 7 Swords. With someone here we try not to think about too much. Okay. Just FYI for some of you. All right, let's see that 4 Swords. It's so interesting because you showed me the emotional dynamic of a relationship. But again, that could be with anybody, honey. You have a relationship with anybody in your family that you claim has an emotional stake in your life. Okay? I don't know who this is. I just know that they're used to rocking a particular speed. And I know you want more for them. But there's this idea of the vision. Are you guided by this? Do you still have a sense of direction and purpose like I do? Like what is going on? There's that 4 of Wands again. Ace of Pentacles, the Hermit. See? Look at that. Look at that. You start to lose sight on this. You start to lose interest. You start to shrink away from it. What do? You go to rest on this. 4 Swords, bless you. You go to rest on this. Give yourself a little pep talk. And you say, I'm going to continue to give the best of myself to this. Okay? Four of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, that's not a new opportunity. This is renewed. And the Hermit. The Hermit says as such. You're just like, you know what? I'm frustrated again. I'm not participating as much in this. All right, Gemini. Rest. Think about it. Okay. I'm going to continue to show extreme patience towards this. Learning, experience, wisdom, insight. And put the best of myself into this. Okay? Five of Wands. And are you met with frustration? You're so wonderfully positive, but a small portion of you, yes, would like to connect to other things if you're being honest with yourself. Let's see that Five of Wands. Let's see that Five of Wands, please. One more. Let's see that Five of Wands. Four of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Lovers. You are insisting on holding on to this no matter what. Okay? It gets a little argumentative. That kills me. It kind of breaks my heart in a way, because you just got done telling me, you know what? I understand I've been shrinking away from this. Can't do that, Gemini. Get yourself together. Put the best of yourself into this. That way they can see your sincerity. Honey, you've demonstrated your sincerity many times over. I'm frustrated on your behalf. And according to the Gemini I'm looking at, you're like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I'm struggling with it, because as soon as you double down on that beautiful effort, boom, immediately met with resistance. And Four of Pentacles, Two of Cups, the Lovers, that's you again. I gotta hold on to this. Even if it fights me. You sure about that? When all you're doing is lending maximum support, insight, understanding, it's like the more you're met with this person's own sense of resistance, that they get in their own way. And it's like now they're resisting the connection too, when you put the best of yourself up there on the block like that. That bothers me. I believe in matching energies, so I don't care who this is to you, be it a spouse or parents or a sibling. The fact of the matter is, whatever our best intentions are, if they are met with an unwelcome mat at the door, not a welcome mat, an unwelcome mat, pay attention. You can't make someone do anything, and you holding on to whatever this is out of love, and it's like, you can go ahead and fight me. I'm still right here. You might want to stop and ask yourself, why are they fighting so much? Now, I know that you know this person well enough that I can answer that. They get in their own way all the time, and I'm there to blah, blah, blah. Okay. I believe in fair exchanges once more. How is this being returned to you? I want you to contemplate that. Because you are doing all the right things, but here, it's like the more they resist or fight themselves, and then with you, because you want them to be on track with their goals that you apparently share with, you're met with a bunch of resistance. So think about that. The more you go like this, it seems to me, their withdrawal and their resistance goes up even more. Okay. Just be careful. You have some very strong, beautiful qualities of sincerity hanging in there, but there's a small part of you that's really wants to do other things where it's easier, I believe, to connect. You fight for this, you hold on for this, and you give yourself a little pep talk whenever you feel yourself shrinking away from it. I mean, what are they doing to get themselves back in alignment with the goals, your shared goals with themselves, and improving that need to resist when you give them your best. Where is that? You're so preoccupied with what you're doing and how you're reacting. Okay. So remember, true reciprocation equals respect. So if you give your best and someone's giving you the worst, let's go back to that original thought here about fairness. And you trying to suspend judgment. Perhaps use a little more judgment then. This is beautiful for those who need it. I think you need more judgment here for yourself, though. I think you're trying to be a little too flexible for what this person needs to get them back on track. Only they can really determine that, honey. You can help, you can point it out, and you can say, I'm there for you, but ultimately you cannot do anyone's goal work. If they still have the same meaning for the context of the road that you're both on, they need to discover that for themselves in alignment with you. Okay? And if they don't, they need to discover that as well to see that they're not aligned with you. Because you're putting out some quality stuff, man. Bro, sis, whoever you are. You're putting out some quality stuff. I want it returned to you. Okay? It concerns me. So I don't know how long-term or short-term this is. But I see you doing some magnificent stuff that people who understand what they have and what they want, but they should also be getting it too. So it just happened. Notice that on the split. Some of you identify as the groom, the husband, or marriage, or the committed partner. Is it returned? Okay. I can see that y'all have a common cause. That is the Ten of Cups. That was made very clear to me. Shark is on the sideways. Survival, power. In order for this to survive, I have to show a lot of power. I have to pursue it. I have to pursue it. So do you have to try that hard? Seems to me. Beyond the gate, it's in the reverse. No new opportunities here. Won't go beyond the garden gate. Again, that sense of comfort zone, but it's the trap, not necessarily a good thing. I have to just say it all the time, guys. The comfort zone will kill you. There are no new opportunities in the comfort zone. That's people who take it to a bad place. Again, your comfort zone is fantastic if it does its job. You have a sense of security that is your home base that allows you to operate freely in the real world. Someone who's not afraid to take risks in this life. Someone who's not afraid to accomplish goals. That's when the comfort zone is a good thing because you know what you have as your base. It makes you feel secure, not insecure. And if the idea of leaving the comfort zone makes you feel insecure, then it's not very good. Okay, that means the person's not reacting to their security the way they should be. Especially if they have a tendency to drop off the radar and not fulfill goals or challenge themselves in a way that's appropriate or healthy. We have the dolphins, a sense of playfulness, cooperation. I saw that, but it was tucked away under your moon. Those lighter days kind of energies, where you just wish things would lighten up and were a little more playful. There's been a lot of challenges here in this particular mountain, but also, too, a lot of achievements. I know you're keeping that in mind as well. This is very frustrating. It's so frustrating, because you showed me such quality stuff. Such quality stuff. Beautiful stuff. Honestly, from your point of view, you know what you got. But do they know the same thing as you? Okay? I don't like that. You showed me a double concentration of efforts, and look at that. It's almost like a resentment. Rebirth winter for some of you. Isolating thoughts. Transcendence, unity. Codependent. FYI, be aware of this. The moon, the shadow side, the dark night. Things here that are not being addressed about possible dependency issues in the wrong way. Somebody doesn't like to talk about it. Okay. The stuff that people say, I don't want to talk about, you have to respect that. But there also comes a time when it does need to be talked about. Otherwise, it just perpetuates. There's a big difference between I'm not ready to discuss something to I never want to address the core issue. Thus, it remains. I think we have some, dependency issues, largely based on a sense of the inability to accomplish things and how it goes largely unspoken. And that you have a way of reacting to this that says, I have to double down. Okay? Like you're trying to compensate for what they're not doing, and that's not good either. Okay? Let's be aware of these things, yes? It's so frustrating. You've got some quality stuff in you, my friend. You do. Imagine if that same level of interest and slow and steady messages, travel, communication. Imagine if that same level of sincerity was given back to you in the same way you gave it. Go for it. New moon in Aries. Okay. And breathe through the tension. Full moon in Scorpio. That does not mean dismiss it. Okay. That means whenever you have those tense moments, go for it. Push through it. I think it's time to generate real conversation with this person. You've done some beautiful work here, but it's mostly been about, Gemini, we need to adjust our attitude and our frame of mind for this situation, and we know that. I didn't see consideration running back to you in that same vein. Okay? I did not. And I'm not here to lie to you. It's a waste of everyone's time. Gemini, no charms today. All right? I do hope this helped you. I want you to take away from this really quality things, beautiful things. Most people, they would die for that. Cross-watchers salivate for this kind of thing. You know, it's like, yeah. That's the ideal person. That's the ideal partner. I don't want you to dismiss what I've seen here today, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I don't have to. I read what's here, not what isn't. Okay? So the fact what little energy I saw that's in strong opposition to you is who you support the most. You cheerlead the most. You give the patience to and consideration to the most. And what are you met with? Frankly, I'm surprised I didn't see the Five of Swords. Right there towards the end, I saw the devil here with the codependency. And clinging, a refusal to rebirth, not wanting to transcend. There's a lot of shadow work in here that is yet to be done for somebody about why they ultimately resist your best efforts is because they resist their own first. Everything begins with us, Alpha. If we get in our own way from goal orientation and believing in ourselves, we're going to do it to someone else who means just as well. And it seems to be a wealth of activity that hasn't been addressed yet. Just you pulling yourself aside and say, Gemini, toughen up, show this more love. Show this more effort. That's why I'm concerned. Okay? That's why I'm concerned. I wish I had more advice for you. You did all the right things. And now the next right thing, let's talk about the next right thing, is for you to observe what's not happening. Okay. Because this formula, not working. You love it dearly. You're like, that's why I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. Is it being returned once more? Okay. Gemini, I do hope this helped you. I hate these. I really do. Especially when I see such beautiful energy in person. Gosh, you do so much strong development, but you also assume way too much responsibility. Okay, that's enough. Okay, I think we made the point. I should hope so. 40 minutes, Jesus. Okay, I do hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.